Okay, so I found this awesome mod by Pic-N-Mix that basically allows your Sims to purchase food from a custom menu board object without the need of like a cashier, a host, a chef, a server, any of that. And so, just to show you how that works really quickly, I have my Sim here. Here's the custom menu board. And if I click on it, you get three options to order a drink, order dessert, or order snack. And so if I say order dessert here, let's have him get the baked Alaska. And basically, when he buys it, it's going to appear on this counter right here for him to eat. How awesome is that? So the cool thing about this mod is that Pick and Mix also uploaded a full tutorial on their website of how to actually add your own custom foods to this menu board, which is super cool because right now I'm building an Asian street market. And so I would like for it to have a bunch of different custom menu boards with food particular to that food stall. The thing that I found a little bit difficult is I'm new to SimPE. And so I was experiencing issues where I got everything, followed the tutorial, and then my sim couldn't actually purchase the custom food, or it would kind of jump around a little bit and give like an error. So I just wanted to upload a tutorial for other people who may have similar issues so that I can show how to find what you need to actually make the mod work. Okay, so to actually get the mod for the custom menu boards, you just want to go to pickandmixmods.com. If you go to their download section, there should be a link for the menu boards, and it's going to be a full tutorial. So if you go all the way to the bottom of the page, there should be, here we go, the files that you need in order to make this work. And so you're going to want to download each of these. You can do without the fizzy drinks if you make sure that you disable them in the menu boards in SimPE. But I won't be showing that, or maybe I'll just kind of briefly go over it. So just go ahead and download each of those files. Okay. And then we're also going to get this Excel spreadsheet so that basically it helps us with the guides for the item. So as you can see here on the left-hand side, I have my downloads folder open. And then at the top, I have my Sims 2 mods folder open. And for me, whenever I'm trying out new custom content or mods, I have a folder here where I have everything that I'm currently kind of testing so that it's a little bit easier for me to track down if something goes wrong. So I'm just going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it custom menu boards. And I'm going to take all of the mods that I just downloaded for the custom menu boards, and I'm going to add them inside of that folder. And then go ahead and extract. And for the fizzy drink, since there's more than one file, I'm actually going to put that inside of its own folder just so that it's a little bit easier throughout the tutorial to find what I need. So let's put fizzy drinks inside of its own folder, and then let's go ahead and extract it. So the custom food that I'm going to be testing this on today is actually from Jackie93 Sims. I really, really love her custom content. She does a great job with the food and a lot of other things that she makes. I know that I can trust her sources and I know everything's going to appear correctly in the game. So I'm going to be testing it out with this strawberry feta salad, and I'm going to go ahead and hit download. And I'm going to add that into the folder as well. And I will say one thing that you want to be mindful of when you're going through and using this custom menu board is you want to be mindful of if the food item is using a custom plate like the invisible plate, or if it's something that's base game. I can kind of see here that this is base game with a recolor on it, but I'll also kind of show you guys in SimPE how you can look that up as well, because that will contribute to it either working or not working inside of the game. So now that we have all of the files that we need and we've actually added them to our mods folder, what you're going to want to do is open up the Excel document that came with the files that you need to download. If you have Excel, go ahead and use that. I actually don't have Excel on my gaming laptop, so I'm just going to open that up in Google Sheets. And I'll do that by dragging that over to my Google Drive. And then I'm going to double click to open it. We're going to give it a minute because it actually needs to convert that that Excel document into a Google Sheet. So the first thing that you're going to notice here is that actually this last column that you need has a bunch of errors. Now, if you're opening this up in Excel, it will work right out the gate when you open it. However, Google Sheet works a little bit differently. So what I found, if you want to use this in Google Sheet, is that you actually need to go and change the formula. So where it says concat, that's for Excel, but for Google Sheets, you actually want to spell out the entire thing. So instead of concat, it should say concatenate, and just hit enter. And now you can see that this actually works. So you can just click and drag that formula all the way down. And as you can see, everything's matching up. Here's berry pie, chef salad, chef salad. And so now you should have everything working just fine. What we're going to do now inside of this Google Sheet document is we're going to go ahead and create a new row. So if you click on the last row that actually contains a food item, you just want to right click and go to insert one row below. And then I'm just going to copy. So right click again. I'm going to copy that last row. And then I'm going to paste it into the new row that we just created. So on row 19, we're going to right click again and then click paste. And basically now we have the same data with all the formulas that we need, but we can iterate over it. So we know that in this testing phase, we want to check out and try to add the strawberry feta salad from Jackie 93 Sims. So I'm going to go ahead and change the food name so that it does not get confusing as we go along here. Okay, so strawberry feta salad. And then I know that this is going to be under the snack submenu. So I'm just go ahead and copy the word snack up here and paste it. And then for the food cost, you can kind of change this to anything that you want, as you kind of saw in the game. So 18, 10, 15, 5, $1, whatever it is. For this item, we're just going to put it at 10. And then next, I'm going to show you how to get the food guide and the dish guide, because if these two are incorrect, it will not work correctly inside of your game. So if we go back over here on the left-hand side to where we have our Sims 2 mod, where we added that custom food item, we're just going to go ahead and click on it. And then we're going to right click and we're going to go to open with, and we're going to go to SimPE. We'll just let that load for a second. And if I didn't explain basically with this Google Sheet, you're just using this to kind of keep track and organize everything. So that's why you want to kind of have that there, but it's not necessary for it to be added inside the mod folder directly. It's just more to make it like human readable so that you can track which foods you're adding or deleting and things like that. So we have SimPE open for our strawberry feta salad. And the first thing that we want to do is we're actually going to go and find the food guide for this item. So this isn't correct, right? This is the one that we duplicated here from the berry juice. So whenever you're opening up a custom food inside of SimPE, to find the guide, you actually want to use the resource tree menu and click on object data here. And then we're going to click on the actual food, not the menu. So let's click on the food. And then if you don't see this at the bottom up here, it probably could be because you're not on the plugin view tab. So there's a bunch of different tabs here. And if you're seeing anything else, you just want to make sure that you click on plugin view. And as you can see right here, you can see the guide. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to press copy. And then I'm going to paste this here under food guide. And if you watch right here under these two, you'll see these two automatically change. So we're just going to go to, let's do paste special and say values only. And as you can see, it updated here and here, which is what we're going to need to add inside of SimPE. Now, the next part, that part was pretty easy for me. The part that was the most difficult was the dish guide. Again, you kind of need to know what the modder was using for that custom food. Did they use an invisible plate or did they use one of the base game plates with like a recolor? And what I found that worked with finding it for each of the items that I tried was doing it this way. Um, so so what I find that works for me is this. Back in SimPE, you just want to click on Behavior Function BHAV here. And then if you look at the resource list, there should be one that says CT Factory Dish. We want this one. You don't want the one where it says Dish Serve. I found that this is for if it's a serving platter. So if it were the case that they were ordering or that it was for 8 people or 8 sims within the game, they would use this serving platter. But the dish is just for when it's for 1 sim. And with this mod, you can only order 1 plate per sim. So we're going to want to use that default dish. So if you click on CT Factory Dish, and if you come down here again on the plugin view tab, and if you look over, there's a bunch of jargon, but within that jargon, there's something here that says create new object instant, and then you see the guide here. So I'm just going to grab this guide because this is what they use for this custom food item, which is one of the base game plates, by the way. And then I'm just going to add that here under the dish guide column. So I do paste special. Again, I'm going to do values only. And as you can see, that's now updated. And so did the last column as well. So great. So now that we have everything, it's simply just trying to set it up with the actual custom menu board. So we'll no longer need this instance of SimPE. So I'm just going to go ahead and close out of it. And then back inside of my Sims 2 mods folder, I'm going to click on the custom menu boards. And I'm going to right click again, go to open with, and then SimPE. Okay, and then let's go ahead and pop that back over to the left side. And so the first thing that we're going to want to do, at this point, you can kind of follow the Pic-N-Mix mods tutorial to get everything working, but just for the sake of going over it, I'll just go over it. So the first thing that you want to do is go into the behavior constant for the custom menu board. And depending on how many items that you're adding, if it's just one, it's pretty easy. But once you start to add multiple or create duplicates of the menu board for like more customized one, it gets to be a little tedious. So I just like to come up here to the name and sort by name so that it's in this nice, pretty order. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to go to the tuning general file. And then we're going to click on the number of dishes. And as you can see here, it's stating that the current number of dishes is 15, but we know that we just added one new dish here, the strawberry feta salad. So now we have a total of 16 dishes. So we're just going to go ahead and update that here inside of SimPE to 16. And then we're going to click commit file. And that's going to be pretty important. You never want to skip that for each of the files that you're doing, or else something may not commit or save, and then it's going to be wonky inside the game. So that's going to be the first thing. The next thing that we can go ahead is start working on the food guide low. And this will basically tell the game which food that it should be generating from the menu board. My apologies. So let's go ahead and click on serving food guide low. And then as you can see, these are all the same foods. So we have our cheesecake, our berry pie, back and forth here, chef salad, pizza slice, etc., etc. We're going to make sure that we click on the last item in this list, and then we're going to click add value. And as you can see, it gave us like a blank slate for us to add in the strawberry feta salad. So since we're doing food guide low, I'm going to go over to column G here, and I'm going to take the hex code that it gives me. I'm going to do copy, and then I'm going to paste that into the hex code here for the food. Make sure that you're on serving food guide low for both. And then I'm going to hit commit file. And then I'm going to go to the next one, which is the food guide high. And I'm going to copy that. And then back over here and send PE. Again, you're going to click on serving food guide high, add value, and then copy in that hex code and hit commit file. As you guessed it, we'll do the same thing for the dish guide as well. And you have to be very careful. Usually the drinks don't have anything. So for the ones like that, you'll see it say like 00. And I can show you that here. So if we go to dish guide low, you can see for the berry juice and the grape juice that there's actually no dish or plate that goes with it. So that's why these say 0. So same thing here for the dish guide low. For this one, we're just going to click here and we're going to right click, go to copy, and then make sure that we're on dish guide low inside of SimPE. We'll do add value, and then we'll paste in that hex code and we'll click commit the file. Last one, we're going to go to dish guide high. We're going to click copy, and then we're going to go to dish guide high under the resource list in SimPE. We'll click add value, and then we'll paste in that hex code and we'll click commit to file. And then so let's go ahead and save it here. And we'll know when it's saved because all of these files will change from italics back to like standard print. Now, the next thing that we actually need to change is going to be inside of the text list str. So we're just going to click on that over here in the resource tree. And then in that resource list, we're actually going to click on make action prim string set. And as you can see, we can see all of the same codes that we're seeing here in column L, the order dessert, chef salad, pizza slice, etc., etc. So we're going to scroll down because we see that it stops at 14. So we just need to add it for the custom food that we're adding here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on column L. And I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go to add here in SimPE. And after you add it, so it won't let you right click and paste in there. You're actually going to have to hit Control V, and you'll see that entire code print in there. And as you can see, it's now here at the bottom of the list. It added 15, order snack, strawberry feta salad, local 3. You're going to hit commit file. Let's go ahead and hit save again. And then the last thing that we also want to make sure that we do is set the serving price. That is something forgot. So let's go to serving price. And again, we're going to do add value. The way that this one works is that you actually want to use the decimal value and not the hex code. So if you want it to be $10 as we have here, we can just copy. And then we're going to change the decimal code and put in 10. Meaning that the sim will have to pay 10 similons to get this item. And then we're going to hit commit file. And you can see that that hex value code actually updated here. So we'll hit save. And that should be it. I did want to show one extra thing. I think as you're adding one or two items, it may be easy to keep track of. But one thing that really bothered me is this blank space here. It's just like once you start to add multiple different food items, it's you won't know what's what unless you're actually looking at the Excel sheet. So if you want to actually fix that, what you can do is go to this behavior constant labels, TRCN, and then we're going to change each of these files that say food, basically so that we can add the label. And I'll show you. So if you just click on the first one, and then let's go ahead and over in the Excel sheet, we'll copy the name of the food. Okay. And then in SimPE, we'll click on that first food file. We'll go down to make sure that you click again on the last row first. I've made this mistake before and it'll add it to the top. So click on the last item in the row and then click add label. And as you see, it gives us a new blank row. And then we're just going to paste in the strawberry feta salad name. We'll paste that in and then we'll hit commit file. And as you can see, it says strawberry feta salad there now. And so we're just going to do that for each of the rest of the files. So we'll click here, make sure we click on the last item in the row, add label, paste in the name of the food item, and then hit commit file. And let's do that all the way down. Okay, so we have that added to all of the food files. Let's go ahead and hit save again. And then if we go back here to the behavior constant and the resource tree, and now when we click on the dish guide, high, low, whatever it is, we'll actually, instead of seeing a blank label, we can actually see the name of the food. And again, you don't need to do that in order to make it work. It's really just for like making it human readable so that you don't always have to have this Excel document open to know which food it's referencing. So that should be everything. Let's go ahead and launch Sims and then we'll test if that strawberry feta salad is in there. Okay, so I paused it really quickly while I loaded the Sims, but we are in the game now. So let's go back to the grocery mart. And then we're just going to test that menu board under the snack menu to see if strawberry feta salad has been added and is actually working without creating any jumps or errors for the sim. Apparently it is nighttime. Right, awesome. So we're back in the game. Let's stop him from doing any actions right now. And then let's go ahead and click on buy mode. And then we'll click on appliances. And then we'll click on small appliances here. And we should see that menu board loaded in. So we're going to purchase it for $1, add it to the game. And I believe there are instructions at the bottom of Pic-N-Mix Mod's website of how you can attune it. So maybe you want it to maybe you want the food to generate on the counter that's one grid box away from it. You can either go 2 or you can go 3. I find that doing either 1 or 2 works the best, but if you need it to be, 3 grids away for some reason, then I would definitely recommend checking out the instructions on tuning that in SimPE. But for now, we'll put it here. And then let's go back to live mode and go ahead and click on the board. And we added that strawberry feta salad under the order snack. So I'm just going to click here. And as we can see, it's actually here. So this is the part where it gets really exciting, but don't get too excited because if you did something wrong with one of the guides, then the sim will go over and try to buy it, but they'll either get an error or they will start jumping around. So let's go ahead and click it and make sure that we're not getting that error that everything was added correctly. So we'll do that. Let's hit play.
quiero, pero molido.
Oh, let's let's give him a minute to cry about roaches, I guess. And so he's
Mm.
browsing. And he purchased that strawberry feta salad. And if we pause here, we can see that it's that custom food item is now actually purchasable in the game. So there you have it. There's how to do that. I may create a tutorial on how to actually duplicate this in case you want to do a fully custom menu. But for now, here's how you can actually get that menu board working and finding the guides for not only the food, but the food dish.